What is up, dudes and lady dudes? Welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. Today we have the news we were expecting and more. We have all 7 of the War Rock cards revealed by, of course, Team Samurai X1. You knew if they were the biggest day for reveals out of this whole thing for Blazing Vortex, you knew it was going to be Team Samurai X1, and nobody else could do it. He's the biggest, like, Yu-Gi tuber out there, essentially. So shout out to him. He did a great job. Not only did we get the 7 War Rock cards, but we actually got like a new just generic warrior support card and 2 new cards that seem to be part of like kind of their own little engine. That's kind of cool that we'll talk about at the end. I actually haven't read any of it. I literally went and paused through every part of the YouTube videos that I had a picture of them. I didn't watch the video. I literally just skimmed to see when a new card came up, paused it, tried my best not to read it. I just know stats and all that stuff. I do not know effects. So I'm going in pretty blind. I also have my glasses on because it's pretty small on my screen, so I'm going to try my best to read them as we go. Starting off with the War Rocks. Let's get into this, okay? War Rock Fortia is a level 4 Earth Warrior. It is a warrior archetype, so Rhoda is clean. There's other warrior support out there. It's Earth Warrior, so Goki even is a little extra synergistic here, but we'll get further and further into that. 1717 are the stats, which is pretty nice. The 1717, yeah, for a level 4, sure. All right, here we go. If your Earth Warrior monster battles, after damage calculation, you can add 1 War Rock card from your deck to the hand, except for another Fortia. Then, all War Rock monsters you currently control gain 200 attack until the end of your opponent's turn. Okay. Second effect. Where is it? Oh god, I lost. Lost where I was. Okay. If this card is sent from your monster zone to the graveyard by an opponent's card effect, only opponent's card effect though, you can special summon 1 level 5 or higher War Rock monster from your hand or deck. You can only use each effect of War Rock Fortia once per turn. Okay, so this card's kind of interesting. It's kind of like a tutor card all around. I think it's not that bad. It's a little reactive. Like turn 1, you're not doing it. You're not really triggering it because obviously you're not battling turn 1, like on your turn 1, and you're not being destroyed by an opponent's card effect most likely turn 1 either. I guess they could Gamma you or Nibiru you, but they're not going to do that knowing they give you free summons, right? So really interesting there, but I do think it's easy to trigger, right? Because I believe it'll still trigger Engrave, right? Like, so if this card battles a monster, I believe this will still trigger even if it lost the battle to search another War Rock card. Okay, kind of clean. And then just if your opponent doesn't want to remove it by battle, if they remove it by card effect, you just special summon one of the big monsters straight from deck. So it kind of puts your opponent in between a rock and a hard place. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, pretty cool first card. I like it. Okay, interesting. Next up we have War Rock Gakdos. He is another level 4 Earth Warrior. 1919. Boy, those are some stats. I love that. If an Earth Warrior monster is normal summoned to your field, you can special summon this card from hand. Wow. Whoa, with Gokis. I didn't even see that, but I literally didn't even read that effect. With Gokis, though. Gokis love looking for extenders. Wow, Super X is the best Goki extender, but this guy is really, really good, too. Just normal summon any Goki, and you can special summon this guy from hand. That's very, very cool. If this card is sent from your monster zone to the graveyard by an opponent's card effect, you can special summon 1 level 5 or higher War Rock monster from your hand or deck. Okay, so he just kind of jumps out of the hand when you normal summon an Earth Warrior, but also has that same float effect. Keep in mind the float effect is only opponent's card effect, not by battle. But he's also 1900, so yeah, he's actually pretty decent at just like getting in, walking over like mediocre stat monsters for sure. I like this guy. He's good at, he could be, I mean, he may be playable in just like a generic Goki build just because of like how he just is a great Earth Warrior support card. Definitely going to look at that. A lot of people are going to look at that, I'm sure, right? It's like Butter Spy, but just like with insanely better stats. All right, next up we have one of our big monsters. This is War Rock Orpus. This is a level 5 Earth Warrior, so can't be normal summoned, at least without a tribute. 21/21er stats, so again, pretty beefy. If you control no monsters, or all monsters you control are warriors, you can normal summon this card without tributing. Okay. If your Earth Warrior monster battles, after damage calculation, you can send one Earth Warrior monster from your deck to the graveyard except for Orpus. Then, all War Rock monsters you currently control gain 200 attack until the end of the opponent's turn. Okay, so he kind of is very similar to the first monster we looked at, except after he battles, he lets you Foolish, or after a Earth Warrior monster battles, he lets you Foolish one of your War Rock cards. And then everybody gets a little power buff to the end of your opponent's next turn. Not bad. I mean, I don't really, like, he does require, like, he doesn't have a special summon effect. It's only just normal summon without tribute, which generally don't do very good in Yu-Gi-Oh! But I don't know, I guess if you pair him with, like, this guy, you normal summon him without a tribute, then you get the special this guy for free, and then you've got 2 beaters, you know. You get to Foolish something in the battle phase, then this guy floats. I don't know, not half bad there. I don't know how I feel about that one, to be honest. Next up, we have War Rock Skylar. She was one of the arts that we had revealed originally. She's very cool looking. She's level 6 with 22 as her stats. So, again, beefy. She gains 100 attack for each monster your opponent controls. Okay. During a battle phase in which your Earth Warrior monster battles, quick effect, you can target one level 5 or lower warrior monster in graveyard, special summon it. Also, all War Rock monsters you currently control gain 200 attack until your opponent's turn, until the end of your opponent's turn. Also, for the rest of this turn, you cannot attack directly with level 5 or lower monsters. Woo! Okay, so a lot going on here. So during the battle phase, all you have to do is battle with any Earth Warrior, including herself. Then she can target any level 5 or lower warrior. Keep in mind, this is literally just warriors. You're reborn anything. That could be a Goki monster, whatever. Reborn it to the field. You just won't be able to attack directly with one of the level 5 or lower Earth warriors in general. Or level 5 or lower monsters, period. Okay, so not bad. It's a monster reborn. You do have to use it in the battle phase, but okay. She doesn't float, but I think overall she's just kind of like a battle and reborn something, which is not half bad. Okay, I'll take it. And she gets pretty big. I mean, for every monster your opponent controls, they got 3-4 monsters. You're looking at 2,600 pretty easily. Not half bad. All right, cool. And then we move to our next guy. This is like presumably like the actual boss monster here. This is War Rock Bashilios. 27 warrior, Earth, level 8. He looks clean. He literally looks like fucking like tribal Broly. So I'm about it. During a battle phase in which your Earth Warrior monster battles, quick effect, you can activate this effect. This card can attack directly this turn. Also, all War Rock monsters you currently control gain 200 attack until the end of your opponent's turn. While this card is in your hand or graveyard, when your Earth Warrior monster is destroyed by battle, you can special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. Both of these are hard ones for turns. Oh, no. No. Plain and simply, this card's poop. I mean, like, I guess being able to attack directly with, like, a lot of damage, like, potentially 2,900 damage, maybe even a little bit more if he has a buff from some of the other monsters, but that's pretty much it. I mean, listen, it's 2021. Like, people will not let you, will not just kill something by battle, just so you can bring this guy back. I made a video not too long ago talking about main deck boss monsters and how good they need to be in Yu-Gi-Oh! In 2020 to like actually make a name for themselves and actually be reliably good. You look at stuff like Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. You look at stuff like Phoenix Scott Gearfried. They remove stuff, they negate, they have disruption, and they jump on the field actually pretty easily. This guy does none of the above. Like, you have to lose, you have to die by battle just to summon this guy from hand or graveyard. He doesn't have a very powerful effect on field. It just lets you deal more damage, which is it is kind of powerful in its own right if you already have a strategy that allows you to kind of like dink a bunch of damage. But this deck already is about dealing damage like by clearing the field and then going in. So I don't know how I really feel about him. I think he's actually pretty god awful as a boss monster, to be honest. And man, I think Gyarados is cool, generically cool. I'm not sure about anything other than Gyarados, though, to be honest. Let's keep moving, though. All right, it's not fully over yet. Next up, we have War Rock Mountain. This is a field spell, of course. When this card is activated, you can add one War Rock monster from your deck to the hand. Okay, it's a searcher. Gets you easier access to your one actual good monster in the deck, which is Gyarados. At the start of the battle phase, if you control no monsters or all monsters you control are warriors, you can special summon a War Rock straight from hand with a different name than the cards you control. If your warrior monster would be destroyed by battle, you can send this card to the graveyard instead. Okay, that's not bad. So this card's actually pretty good. I mean, for what the archetype is, this card seems very, very good. Considering Gyarados is the only real card that's like a solid extender. Everything else is like normal summon or reliant on you like special or floating. Oh God, sorry. Or floating into them via like some of the other effects like Fortia. It's nice that you just have a card and there's no level restriction on that. So it's literally just... So this does help with the big boy as well, or Skylar, or Orpus, any of them, right? You literally just go battle phase, and you're like, oh, I don't have Bashelios. Let me just drop Bashelios down. So it does help you put a lot of more damage on the field, which does make it a little more acceptable to me as a player to want to play some of these cards, because this card does just drop these huge beaters on the field so freely, and it has the battle protection, which is fine, just a little cherry on the top, but okay. I'll take that. That's probably one of the best cards we've seen. The last card we have here for War Rocks today is War Rock Ordeal. It's a continuous spell that you can only activate once per turn. When this card is activated, put 3 counters on it. When your War Rock monster destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to their graveyard, remove one counter from this card. And if you do, draw 1 card. If the last counter has been removed by this effect, send this card to the graveyard. This card's awful. I mean, like, you're not playing this card. I really don't see how you play this card, unfortunately. This is one of those cards where, like, it's just way too slow. Like, you activate it, get some tokens, you have to go battle phase and destroy something to get a draw. Now, theoretically, if you could destroy multiple cards in the same turn, you could draw 1, draw 2, draw 3, which I guess could be fine, which I guess is pretty good, but that's literally like absolute best case scenario. It's 2021. If you're going second playing into a board, it's probably not that likely that you're going to super consistently even make it to the battle phase with a monster on the field, let alone one that's going to be big enough to kill something. And I think this card is pretty poo, straight up. So real quick before we move on to the 3 other random cards, overall this archetype, how do I feel about it? I think Fortia is okay as a monster. It floats and it helps you Rhoda for things in the battle phase. It's just in the battle phase it's a little slow, but I think overall it's actually a pretty decent card. Gyarados is probably the best card here, just being like a warrior that jumps on the field really easily, still a 1900 beater, and he floats, so he's probably the best one for sure. Orpus, not that impressed with Orpus. He's okay. I mean, because he can just be a normal summon. He should just be a normal summon every time. The problem is this guy's like the only extender. They're all just like take your normal summon or just have to be summoned off the field spell. And he sends something, which is fine. You're literally just going to send Bashelios or something that you can revive off Skylar, most likely. Skylar's okay, but again, she's a level 6, so she's a little awkward to put on the field, for sure. And then you have Bashelios, just an underwhelming boss monster, for sure. If he was actually strong, even if he didn't summon himself that easily, like keep the same summon effect, but his actual effect was actually good, then you'd be insane with Mountain, because you literally just turbo out Mountain, get him out, like get access to him, and then you just like constantly just go, oh, new turn, go battle phase, summon Bashelios. bam, go battle phase, do the work, all that stuff. I think the Warrock Mountain's one of the best cards in the archetype. Searches you anything you want. Then you just summon anything you want. So essentially just says special summon any Warrock from deck. It's pretty much. Unfortunately, I'm just like not that impressed with what they do just yet. Now, I don't think they're completely done for. This card's garbage, by the way. I don't think they're completely done for. I do still think they have a chance. But pretty weak showing so far for me, if I got to be honest. Unless there's some weird synergies that I'm not seeing here that actually makes them pretty strong. The deck doesn't really seem like it can go first and do anything. If you're not combining it with something like Goki or a deck that's already good at like comboing off. So we'll see. All right, we already have cards confirmed for the next set, so don't be hopeless just yet. Obviously, I'll keep you stay tuned, but I'm honestly pretty disappointed so far. Konami's kind of been making these TCG exclusive archetypes a little lackluster as of late. Anyway, we have 3 new cards outside of that. We have Reinforcement of the Army's Troops. When an attack is declared involving your warrior monster, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower warrior monster from your hand. It's a hard one's return. No, I mean, like, it's cool to have like another card that goes into the reinforcement cards. We're already going to be playing Rhoda in this deck for sure, but this card's just not. It's just battle phase stuff, man. Battle phase stuff is just not that good. Okay, here we go. Then we have a, what are these called? Materiactor, Gigadra. This card's design is insane. This is a level 3 Dark Dragon, by the way. You can discard 1 card as cost. Special summon 1 level 3 normal monster from your hand or deck. And if you discarded a normal monster to activate this effect, you can special summon 1 Materiactor monster instead. You can only use this effect of Gigadra once per turn, and you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck except Exceeds. Oh, that's interesting. So you can't just go straight into like a Link. You can't just summon like a level 3 normal tuner or something, then just go straight into like Hauki Fibrex. You'd have to go into an Exceed first. Luckily, we've got one of those here. So he's a level 3, summon a level 3 from deck, go into an Exceed. Cool. This card gains 500 attack and defense for each card in your hand. Okay. You can only use each of his following effects once per turn. You can attach 1 material from this card. To attach a Materiactor monster from your deck to this card as material. Also, during your opponent's main or battle phase, you can add 1 card attached to this card to the hand. That's not terrible. I think this card's really interesting. Now, keep in mind, this is only 2 cards, and I'm sure we'll get more. Maybe we won't get more in this set, but this may just be the Konami saying, like, here's the first 2 cards, sprinkle it out. Alright, it's kind of funny because, like, these 2 cards already seem more competitively interesting than all of the Warrocks. Too. I don't know if that's like really mean to say, but it's kind of true. So yeah, definitely interesting. I like these guys are definitely super interesting to me. This guy's just tutoring out vanillas for free. You do have to go into an Exceed first off of him though, which is very interesting. So it's one of those weird floodgate effects for yourself, like LP has. Whereas while LP's on the field, it says you can only summon dragons. So at least when you're linking off LP, it has to be into a dragon. Then you're free. Once this card's off the field, you're not under its restriction anymore. So you just need to use him for an Exceed summon. Then the rest of your plays are free. But this is pretty good. I mean, this just like literally lets you attach any Materiactor, then add any of his materials. So one of the Materiactors. Pretty cool. I'm definitely curious to see where these go. I love their designs, and effect-wise, they seem pretty good. I mean, it's a pretty nasty starter and a cool like search card. Only on your opponent's turn is interesting, but we'll see how that goes overall. But overall today, I mean, like, listen, I love the designs. I wasn't expecting Warrocks to be like crazy competitive. They're definitely not. But keep in mind, we have cards confirmed for next set. We'll see what things do. Keep in mind, like, Plunder Patrol was awful when it came out. Literally didn't do anything until I got its second wave of support. This may be still on a lower scale than Plunder Patrol. At least we saw a little more potential of Plunder Patrol. But I'm just saying it's not over. And plus, this combines with more stuff than Plunder Patrol does. Like Goki, just straight up. Like, this deck actually could play like a cool little engine in Goki and rock out like that. So, yeah. That's everything for me here today. 10 new cards. cool. I think, like, what does this make? Like 8 more cards revealed. We have the pack opening tomorrow, so we'll see how many cards just get revealed from there in the pack opening. But other than that, I mean, we're really close. Blazing Vortex right around the corner. I can't wait. We're like 2 weeks away. So thank you so much for watching it, guys. As always, subscribe to the channel if you want to stay up to date on all Yu-Gi-Oh news. I got deck profiles coming. I've literally been waiting on stuff in the mail forever. I'm getting pretty skeeved about it, to be honest. But hopefully I'll be able to get those to you soon. But thank you for hanging with me on that. Luckily, we've had a ton of news to go over, so we've still been super hyped during that time anyway. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't. Peace.
We're all monsters you control.
I hit the wrong button.